Deadpool's so sweet that he gave a shout out to Keira Knightley. Why not? She's got range.
I know, right?
Well, why is no one else in the MCU paying back some why? Plays well with others and can cut his own hand off. That's worth something, right? We're anxious to see DP in upcoming after scenes. Let's just hope his mitt grows back in time. Before we begin, keep up to date on our wicked videos by hitting the red subscribe button and join CBR's notification squad. You don't have to break a sweat or your wrists for that matter.
I'd say that you sound like an infomercial, but not a good one.
The Incredible Hulk. When work is or isn't done, there's always a place where everyone knows your name, where you can happily raise or cry into your libation. When it comes to the watering holes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'll never know who you'll see. General Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross is hunkered down at the bar, adding more salt to the wound that was the fiasco of once again trying to snag the Incredible Hulk to harvest his radioactive anatomy to make an army of super soldiers. Man, that never works out, and General Thunderbolt is at a loss of what to do next other than keep him coming. Tony Stark saunters into the establishment and saddles up next to our woeful general with the answer. I'm putting a team together. That picks up Thaddeus' spirit. Well, I guess that the next round's on him, but we think that it would have been fun if Deadpool was at the bar or behind it with them.
Oh, hello.
He'd be right at home at the Sister Margaret's School for Wayward Girls, run by his friend Weasel, a speakeasy/haven for the city's underworld mercenaries. Weasel, played by TJ Miller, is his barkeep and doubles as his agent, facilitating DP's vendetta against those villains who made him look like an 80s slasher avocado. Moreover, for ending the honeymoon with his hot fiancée. For these reasons, we feel that Deadpool ought to have a walk-on to deliver a few wry zingers. Thor: The Dark World. Life under glass isn't Deadpool's thing. He's not that fancy. He absolutely needs ample room to spread his wings to spin and flip over exploding cars on the freeway, counting his bullets and breaking his wrists on Colossus's chrome dome. Yeah, Big Red needs a lot of legroom to be truly happy, so it's a bit sadistic on our part to lodge the suggestion that the Red One be added to Tanalir Tavon's stellar collection of oddities from Guardians of the Galaxy.
What is that thing?
We're not sure how strong the glass on these aquarium cells are, but he'd for sure break his wrists on them trying to escape. In the dolly shots of the collector's collection, it would be a real hoot to see Deadpool bidding his time busting a move like a clear cage dancer, or broadsiding a transaction with his patented one-liners. With this in mind, the after scenes in Thor: The Dark World would have been precious. As precious as Sif and Volstagg, 2/3 of Asgard's Warriors 3, bequeathing the first of 5 Infinity Stones to Del Toro. Hey Tyven, buddy, your first stone dropped. You'll be a man soon.
Fake laugh.
Actually, we're sure that he'd say something more insulting than that. Doctor Strange. Is Deadpool a sorcerer? No, not even close. Would Deadpool dance with maximum effort with a sorcerer? Indubitably. He's willing to go up against anyone, anything, anytime, space continuum, and anywhere. He spun his magic around town enough to face off against a variety of wrongdoers and supervillains. DP can go the distance with pretty much anyone.
Let's dance.
Even if they've battered him to a pulp. He's got lightning-fast agility, swordsmanship, and bullseye aim from any position. These attributes make for an awesome throwdown with Carl Mordo, portrayed by the brilliant Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Fight! Fight like your life depended on it!
In the post-credit scene from Marvel Cosmic Universe recent Doctor Strange, we were granted a glimpse into the future. Carl Mordo slips into Mr. Jonathan Pangborn's workshop, played by Benjamin Bratt, in New York City to give him a news flash. Hey, guess what, Johnny? There are too many sorcerers in the world and you're off the team. Then steals his magic. For comedic relief, how great would it have been if Deadpool pokes up in the background and photobombs Mordo's serious scene by making the peace sign behind his head and other choice semaphores? Priceless. If only. Iron Man 3. Superheroes and supervillains are as tough as nails. That's a fact when Loki can admit it to the Hulk repeatedly whipped him against the floor at Stark Tower in the seminal Avengers movie. Sticks and stones, this can be punishing to their fragile egos, and with all of the fisticuffs they do, could use a sympathetic ear, but a 24/7 go schedule doesn't leave much time to book an appointment.
I'll have that drink now.
The Avengers, for example, ought to have a shrink on retainer for last-minute sofa chats. The post-credit scene from Iron Man 3 has Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner listening intently to Tony Stark's gold-plated childhood baggage. The only catch is that Banner snoozed through most of Tony's confession, playing his hand by dropping his pen as he jolts awake. Stark's offended by Bruce's lack of attention, has groggily tried to deflect by saying, "I'm not that kind of doctor." Now, Deadpool, on the other hand, is a great listener and tender.
I'm starting to think there's a reason I'm in this cab today.
Yes, sir, you called for it, remember?
No, my slender brown friend, love.
Like a diner fast fry steak, but the butter's extra. And not at all needed because Iron Man continues to ramble on about himself. Unlike Banner, Deadpool and his Hippocratic oath would have been a heyday with Stark's personal hang-ups and demons. Ant-Man. Marvel snuck this bad boy into the final 30 seconds of credit roll, so if you thought that you saw all there was to see in the first Ant-Man movie, well, you didn't.
Damn.
The scene is a prelude to the then-to-be-released Captain America Civil War. Inside a dingy-looking industrial basement, Captain America and Falcon find the Winter Soldier trapped by his metal meat hook in a giant vise. The tone of the scene presents an uneasy sense that the government is about to crack down on the superheroes, NSA style, with the new Superhero Registration Act. Desperate for assistance, they doubt that Tony Stark could or would want to help them out of this tight spot. After all, a civil war is a-brewin'. Captain America laments their only option is to go it alone. Falcon reassures him, "I know a guy," referencing to Ant-Man, whom he wrangled with earlier in the film. In this context, if Falcon instead referred to Deadpool, then that would be a cool twist. Or how about Rudd and Reynolds joining forces with Cap and Falcon? That'd be cool, right?
I know, right?
Sure, Daddy can't shrink, but he's got that baby hand. Thor. Loki's the ultimate trickster, someone never to be trusted even by his own family. In the conclusive battle between he and Thor, Loki uses every one of his nefarious tricks to deceive and permanently remove his brother from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Loki's already eliminated Laufey and conspires to destroy Jotunheim with the Bifrost Bridge, all in the name of earning the approval of Odin, his adopted father.
I could have done it, Father! I could have done it! For you!
Daddy issues are a universal thing, even on Asgard. We're left with the impression that Loki just let himself fall into the abyss after Odin refused him his approval. As he plummeted, we all thought that Loki had perished, but not so fast. In the post-credit scene, he returns from the grave, or at least a reflection of him does. Stellan Skarsgård's Dr. Eric Selvig nervously walks down a hallway with an undisclosed SHIELD facility. Nick Fury startles him, expecting that he's been summoned here to be officially offed. Instead, Fury shows him the Tesseract, and this catches the attention of a passing Loki, whose reflection moseys up behind the Doctor on a glass surface. The scientist can't make heads or tails of it, but Loki sure knows and prompts Dr. Selvig's response, "Hell yeah, Captain Hook. Let's crack that nut." FYI, that's Deadpool channeling through Selvig in this fantasy take, by the way. The Avengers. Silent Shawarma. When your day at work consists of demolishing large sections of Manhattan while fending off a marauding force of monstrous alien whales and orc-like brutes of the Chitauri army via a wormhole, how could he orchestrate such a thing? Oh yeah, Loki again? It matters not because he was thwarted by the Avengers. The city's in ruins. Iron Man almost bought the farm, falling back to Earth after annihilating the Chitauri with a nuke. We think that they've earned a day off, and if there's a vote, Stark has a hard yay on getting shawarma.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here.
But Thor's nays caution their work isn't yet done. We get shawarma after. The after credits delivers an unexpected silent moment of levity of the Avengers taking a moment to chow down. No wisecracks or chat about who they clobbered, just yum yum yum. We bet that Deadpool likes shawarma, like the rest of us, so it's conceivable that he was in New York and decided to get some lunch. And hey, what a happy coincidence that the Avengers are there too.
Oh, hello.
Maybe he'd send them a complimentary serving of hummus. Breaking bread is a good way to strike up business opportunities, and a Deadpool collaboration with the Avengers has happened in the comics. Hey guys, is this seat taken? Iron Man, the Deadpool Initiative. Deadpool's not an affluence guy, and he doesn't aspire to be a wealthy man. Just give him a comfy pair of Crocs and a little downtime to visit his loved ones between the holidays, and he'll be happy as a pig in mud. But I guess that he'd love to hang mistletoe in Tony Stark's swanky pad. When an unexpected visitor greets Stark in the post-credits scene of the first Iron Man movie in 2008, director from Nick Fury from S.H.I.E.L.D. conveys a simple message to him. "I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative." Well, alright, that's a juicy tidbit that we could alter for the gleeful purpose of of this list, and if we slotted Deadpool into the scene, the juxtaposition of a name could have galactic influence here if Fury uttered, "I'm here to talk to you about the Deadpool initiative." It's wishful thinking that DP would have a moniker of an MC team in lieu of the Avengers. It's a cool and tantalizing notion raised by Sam Jackson, and although this would never come to pass, we can hope, can't we? One thing's for sure, that Wade would challenge Tony Stark as the smart aleck mouthpiece of the team.
Well, you're not wrong.
I know, right?
Their pointed banter would be well worth the time and effort to switch up the title of this yet formed team, so get limbered up, guys, because DP is about to get you in some tight spots. The Avengers. The creation of the Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes, might have created a shockwave effect throughout the cosmos after defeating the Chitauri invasion that took place in New York City, which also brought about the capture of Loki. Post-battle, the Avengers are dusting themselves off and scoffing down shawarma, contemplating whatever is next coming their way, like a runaway freight train. Meanwhile, in the post-credits scene on a rocky enclave of asteroids, complete with staircases, you think elevators would be more convenient. The Other, portrayed by Alexis Denisof, has the inevitable task to reply the message that Earthlings are now a new threat, courtesy of the Avengers, and now they are beyond rule. This news is pleasing to none other than Thanos, who turns to the camera and cracks a smile as if to say, "Game on, fellas." For fun, why don't we replace Thanos with our patron saint of the mercenary arts, and who predictably obliterates the fourth wall? Heck, why not use Deadpool math in this situation? That would be like 36 walls. And we have the perfect line here. Well, you better tell them to go shopping and stock up on brown pants, because things are about to get messy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Sadly for Wade Wilson, laboratories and cryogenic chambers are far too familiar ever since his alternative cancer treatment. The process sure cured him of his multiple terminal cancers, but what a life he has a second chance to live.
I know, right?
A face that only a mother of a burnt Cheeto could love.
Do you like what you see? No.
Or a blind geriatric roommate that found on Craigslist. We here at CBR have a big heart, and who wouldn't want to subject Wilson to another round of that extreme chemo nightmare again?
What the?
Language.
But, well, okay, one last time. We promise, Wade, because there's a fantastic after scene in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 that we absolutely have to inject him into. Aisha broods in her chamber, eyes glued on the artificial cocoon, baking a fresh loaf of Adam Warlock for her Guardians of the Galaxy butt-kicking sandwich. Granted, we never see Warlock with the cocoon, but if Deadpool was brewing inside, the studio could easily use the effect for the star baby in Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Deadpool turns to the camera, sucking his thumb. Why not? Gunn, after all, created 2 cocoons for Warlock so far. The first one was in Tanaleer Tavan's collection, except then it looked like a lumpy growth that needed medical attention.
Pretty grossed out.
So did we do justice to your bucket list of DP's post-credit roll? Could any of these actually happen in the MCU? Talk of Deadpool 2 is getting fans ready to rejoice, but in the meantime, can you think of any other scenes that could have used Deadpool's unmistakable presence? Give us a shout in the comments section below. Don't forget to click the red subscribe button, and thanks for watching.